Welcome back, Guardians. My name is Samlab, and today we're doing things a little bit different. I know in the past I have done a video like this, so for those of you who have had the opportunity, you will know that the Lightfall expansion in Destiny 2 has just released on Tuesday the 28th of February. Obviously we're now in March, hence why you're watching this video now, and I took a few days to reflect, I think, just take in. There's nothing better than getting the opportunity to do a deep dive in on a series, or franchise, or a book, or something that you are interested in, invested in, passionate about. And so I wanted to share my thoughts about how I feel. This expansion was great. Like, honestly, there's probably, those of you who know me know that that is generally this perspective that I come from when it comes to sharing my enthusiasm and passion for the Destiny story. Before we get any further, just letting you know that this is a spoiler warning. So if you have not played the expansion yet, if you have not watched any cutscenes yet, this is your moment to pause this video and come back after you've experienced the expansion. Now, let's get into this. I have played through the expansion once. I have taken my time to unlock the new subclass Strand, which by the way is mind-bogglingly amazing in a sense of that it feels so good as a Guardian to wield a power that requires a little bit more thought process to it. I'm getting excited because I'm like getting excited and scrunching my hand as I talk into the mic, because you know when you hit, and you know it, like if you're a musician, for any musicians out there, you've been practicing, you get to that moment when you want to hit the right chord and you nail it, you nail that transition, and it just feels like it's the best thing that can ever happen, okay, without going into too much detail. Strand is that, and ironically Strand is all about the connected strings that ties every being and character in the Destiny story together, right? And it's so funny to me because I've been talking about narrative threads in Destiny since the first time I started making lore videos, and I don't know if this sounds really elitist, but I feel like if you know where to look, you will see the narrative strands, like the threads, and where everything connects together. So, we had the opportunity to meet the witness, front and center. We had a little bit of a deep dive. We haven't really gone all in just yet on who the witness is, but I love it. Like, I like that how we've been given a little bit of information pre-Witch Queen into Season of Risen, and then we had a little bit more in Lightfall heading into Season of Defiance. We're really, for those of you who are here and you're just like, okay, this is the 4-minute cap, what is the crux here, Smart, what are you getting at? It really all starts to tie up right into like the middle of this season. Into Season of the Deep is really where we're gonna start to unpack things. This is where Bungie's gonna lean in heavy to the narrative experience that we all know and love. And you know, okay, there's been a lot of disagreement about what people liked about Lightfall. Honestly, I never really have too much to say about what other people think, because it's difficult to express an opinion without coming across as judgmental, so I avoid being judgmental, and I just respect everybody. As, trust me, it's hard because you just want to like give your flat out opinion, but let me tell you, it's really hard to give an opinion on something that you have not fully experienced. So that's the view that I'm taking with this, I guess you can call it review or breakdown. In terms of the lore, there are a couple of things that I want to pick up on. One of the questions that I see floating around, and I've even had comments for this, is the veil question mark. What is the veil? We heard the witness talk about the heart of the traveler since Season of the Risen. Now we're in Lightfall, and he's talking about the veil, which is connected to the traveler, and in order to establish the connection between the veil, which we're still trying to figure out what it is, it's either that the veil is the heart of the traveler, or the veil is the conduit that leads to the heart of the traveler. And we know that's what the witness has been looking for. So that's our dun 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 to be continued. Heading into Season of Defiance, things are going to really start to get unpacked. We've just entered the Ascendant Realm again for like the millionth, 100th time, which is a big deal, and we haven't heard anything just yet about Xivu Arath. But I would hazard a guess that we're going to hear a little bit of a something about Xivu Arath maybe towards the end of Season of Defiance. Typically, with the writing style that Bungie has, this is generally the cadence. There are patterns to how things are written. Having said that, I'm no expert. I do not have all the answers, and I know that Bungie like to tease at things, right? They spent years world building Destiny way before it was even like promoted, or we had the first like press release, or we had the first like press poster for what Destiny is. So we're in the heart of Neomuna. There is a lot, okay? There is a lot to unpack in Neomuna. This season, we received, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm actually going to open Ishtar Collective website just to express to you how much lore is in this season in terms of books, lore books. This is even armament lore. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, we have 16 brand new lore books. There are so many lore books, there's even a whole new category in Destiny right now. It's called the Vanguard, and there are 14 lore books in here, right? Of which we have one, and we have had no entries for it. That book is called Guardians and Ghosts, and it's really interesting because I think what Bungie are trying to do here is like give us a little bit of a catalog between D1, like vanilla, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they've got like a whole new bunch of writers who are involved in this process, which may be why we're experiencing a lot of different changes. And you know, look, things are seasonal. That's why we have the seasonal model. Things are going to change. Lightfall was essentially the beginning of seeing what felt like the rug start to be pulled out from under our legs of what's technically been established, and it's supposed to shock, it's supposed to awe. And I can remember countless different experiences that we've been through in the Destiny community of different situations where it felt lackluster. I remember getting to the end of the previous expansion's end point, and we meet the witness, and I was genuinely in shock. I was ready. First emotion, it's hard to drink in a lot of content all at once, so I want to preface this and say, like, have some patience, just wait, right? There's nothing wrong with waiting. After all, some of the best stories, like, let's be honest, even if you want to like quote Star Wars was a long saga. There were some really slow moments, there were some dull moments, there were some moments where it's like, why did that character just get killed off and we didn't even see them, and they were dead for like 2 films and then happened to come to life, or they were defrosted, Eramis, and then we got this whole revitalization of the character. So these are my thoughts. I really enjoyed the campaign. I really enjoyed the Cloud Striders, are amazing. They have a whole lore book dedicated to them, and I would definitely love to do some lore videos about them, because I think there's going to be some interesting like post-collapse / Golden Age information that's going to be really important that will come up. Season of Defiance is really an exciting season, and I know I've spoken about that before already, and that's because Marasov is involved, and we know anytime Marasov is involved, a lot of things that are unexpected are bound to happen. And we still have that Ahamkara egg that is yet to be revealed. Final point, and I'll just touch on this a little bit, the Traveller. Is the Traveller dead? And my answer to that question is we have no idea. I'm probably going to do a separate video just kind of breaking down that particular moment and seeing if I can expand on it a little bit and do some research. But all we know, and from the looks of some of the cutscenes, it seemed like the Witness opened a portal in front of the Traveller. We know that like it drew lines, and it appeared like those lines he was drawing in the triangle shape was in the surface of the Traveller's shell, but at the same time we don't know. I will like refer people back to the Book of Unveiling. The Book of Unveiling is the lore book that is basically the darkness talking to us, or what we can believe to be the Witness talking to us and giving us his perspective. That's the general sense of what I get after going back and reading this lore book. And there are many lore entries here, but there is one lore entry in particular called The Final Shape, and there is a line within that lore entry where it says, "We had our assigned dominions, and always would." One of the big aspects of this lore entry paints the picture of the fact that the Witness in particular, I believe, is disgruntled with the current role that it's been shoved into, and is basically mad with whoever made them, right? And this is where Season of the Deep comes in. So there's going to be a lot of like jumping back and forth between these lore books. There's probably going to be a lot of reference to Book of Sorrow a lot, because there's information there that's either true or false, or like things we missed that will need to be rehashed. So expect a lot of ping-ponging. That's what we do in Destiny. We're constantly referencing things from old in right now, and that's very much the same as life, because we're trying to learn the lessons from like what was already written and apply it to whatever's going to be happening next. So these are my thoughts on Lightfall. If there's any devs watching this, just know that I really appreciate you. And I'm thankful. Like, I'm thankful for the whole Bungie team. Like, I'm thankful to God that you all are able to put this together and we can all enjoy it. And I'm seriously excited to continue Season of Defiance. I'm incredibly excited to get my thoughts together and put out some more real lore videos. But for now, this is going to be it. I will continue doing my research and bring out some new lore videos next week, or maybe one lore video. We'll see. I'm intentionally being slow with this season, and I'm letting like the lore speak to me. Generally, that's how I do things when it comes to lore videos. I don't just want to put out pointless content that doesn't ultimately leave you feeling better than you did before you started watching this video. So that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you found it useful, helpful, and maybe just a little bit encouraging, and if not, I hope that it's put at least a smile on your face today. Remember that no matter what you're going through at this moment in time, you can do all things. Stay safe, and Godspeed.